good afternoon. Here is the news afternoon. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu inspects Lagos Red Line ahead February 29 inauguration. Nigeria-Brazil to revive economic relations as President Tinubu meets Brazilian counterpart. On the foreign scene, more than 60 people shot dead in Papua New Guinea Highlands region ambush. And then in sports, Dutch runner Femke Bol breaks 400 meters indoor world record. And now the details. I am Mike James. Ahead of the inauguration of the Lagos Red Line Rail by President Bola Tinubu on February 29, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu over the weekend inspected the progress made on the project. The governor, in a statement on his verified X account, emphasized that the railway tracks are designated for transportation and not for commercial activities, or as a market space, warning traders to desist from displaying and selling wares on the railway tracks. Governor Sanwo-Olu also embarked on a thorough inspection and closely monitored the ongoing cleanup operations at both the Obalende Underbridge and Ijora Underbridge, currently being revitalized by the Ministry of the Environment. During the assessment, the governor addressed the legal occupant at the Ijora Underbridge, emphasizing the importance of the cleanup efforts. He revealed that the underbridge would be transformed into recreation space and not for residential or trading purposes, adding that this initiative aims to transform these spaces into vibrant, safe areas for the community. The first phase of the Lagos Rail Mass Transit's LMRT Red Line system is projected to move more than 500,000 passengers daily. It stretches over a distance of 27 kilometers from Agbado to Oyingbo, with 8 stations at Agbado, Iju, Agege, Ikeja, Oshodi, Mushi, Yaba, and terminates at Oyingbo. The Lagos government has urged miners and dredgers to carry out their activities responsibly to guarantee a sustainable environment. This is coming as the State Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources commenced the process of revamping the mineral resources sector to align mining and dredging activities with the mega-city status of Lagos. Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Biodun Ogunleye, and the Special Advisor to the Governor on Energy and Mineral Resources, Abiola Ologu, stated this during the stakeholders meeting held at Adeyemi Bureau Auditorium, Alausa, Ikeja. Speaking on the theme, revamping the mineral resources sector in relation to mega-city status of Lagos, Ogunleye emphasized the need for dredgers and miners to conduct their businesses within the confines of available laws and stipulated regulations. On the spot, Olu said there is need to recognize the imperative of environmental stewardship and conservation in the pursuit of developmental goals, adding that the ecological integrity of Lagos is not negotiable and decisive action must be taken to mitigate the adverse impacts of mining activities on land and water. Chief of Naval Staff Emmanuel Ogala has expressed concerns over the delay in the prosecution of suspected crude oil thieves and pipeline vandals. Ogala also appealed to the National Assembly to create a legal framework to harmonize government-owned security agencies with private security firms for optimal results. He canvassed a speedy trial of suspected oil thieves when he received the House of Representatives Special Committee on Crude Oil Theft in Abuja. The committee, led by its chairman, Alhassan Ado-Doguwa, pledged to play its part in the President Bola Tinubu-led administration's quest to revamp the oil and gas sector in the country. There has been a heightened onslaught against oil theft in the country following an ultimatum given to the service chiefs in June by President Bola Tinubu. In January, the Nigerian Army said it destroyed 233 illegal refineries in the Niger Delta region and arrested 112 suspected oil thieves in 2023. And now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has met with Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva to discuss ways to enhance trade, commercial and cultural relations between the two countries. President Tinubu made this known in a post on his official Twitter handle at @officialabat. According to the post, both leaders explored several opportunities such as increasing trade volumes, investing in agriculture and aviation, and establishing direct flights between Nigeria and Brazil to promote mutual growth and trade. It also reaffirmed both countries' commitment to improving ties. The Katsina State Government has unveiled a 27-man task force to address the rising cost of foodstuffs in the state. The task force, chaired by the Chief of Staff, Government House, Jabiru Sauri, will, among other things, tackle food hoarding in the state. The Director of Press at the Office of the Secretary to the State Government, Abdullahi Ya'adwa, who made this known in a statement, said the function of the task force also includes identifying food commodity hoarders within the state, engaging with stakeholders on food prices in the state in collaboration with security agencies, arrest and prosecute violators of this order, control the buying and transporting of food commodities within and outside the state, including international borders. It will be recalled that Katsina State Governor Diko Rada had approved a task force to ensure strict compliance with the food security order, prohibiting the hoarding of food and essential commodities within the state. And in some foreign news, at least 64 people have died in an ambush in Papua New Guinea's remote highlands region. A national police spokesman told journalists that the victims were shot dead during a tribal dispute in the Enga province. The highlands area has long struggled with violence, but these killings are believed to be the worst in years. An influx of illegal firearms have made clashes more deadly and fueled a cycle of violence. Police started collecting bodies at a scene near the town of Wabag, roughly 600 kilometers northwest of the capital, Port Moresby. Australia, one of the country's closest allies, has described news of the killings as very disturbing. And over to sports news. Dutch female athlete Femke Bol broke her own indoor 400 meters world record as she recorded a time of 49.24 seconds in the Dutch Championship in Netherlands. Bol, the double world champion outdoors at 4-meter hurdles, improves her own record set at the same venue last year by 200th of a second. The 23-year-old had demonstrated she was in the firm for fast times by opening her season with 49.69 seconds in Metz before going even faster in Levin last week. She is the hot favorite to win the 400 meters at the World Indoor Championship in Glasgow in 2 weeks' time. And that was our news at 12, but just before we go, ensure the registration mark on your vehicle is clear and visible at all times. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms, X formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and on YouTube. Subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration provided 450,000 pupils with e-learning devices? Well, you can always get more details on the Lagos State Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Ahead of the inauguration of the Lagos Red Line Rail by President Bola Tinubu on February 29, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu over the weekend inspected the progress made on the project. President Bola Tinubu has met with Brazilian President Lula da Silva to discuss ways to enhance trade, commercial and cultural relations between the two countries. We also told you that at least 64 people have died in an ambush in Papua New Guinea's remote highlands region. And in sports, Dutch female athlete Femke Bol broke her own indoor 400 meters world record as she recorded a time of 49.24 seconds in the Dutch Championships in Netherlands. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Coyote Mafalashiri. A wonderful afternoon to you, Lagos. My name is Mike James. Thank you for listening. Micah Arrow will be here in a bit for fire service calling to have a wonderful time.
One dial gets you locked down.